Babies, it's that time again. Oh yeah. I had to postpone my broadcast because this guy cut me off. Like, I'm going like this fast, like 40 miles an hour, and he just pulls out right in front of me. And it just totally destroyed my readiness to talk to you. So I was like, no, I can't do this right now. So that was about 15 minutes ago, so I've calmed down now. Thankfully. So, what I wanted to talk to you about was confirmations. Oh yeah. Those of you who know the Holy Spirit and understand the workings of God, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you out there don't know about that yet, so you probably need a little explanation. So, what a confirmation is in the Spirit is when you're following a certain path, either by certain principles or practices or decisions. God will often encourage us that we're on the right path by bringing something to our attention that seems unlikely to be a coincidence, and also has sort of the resonance of God's voice saying, yes, I'm doing this to confirm to you that you're on the right path, whether it's a certain belief, a practice, or a decision. And so I just wanted to encourage you to be on the alert for those kinds of things, because I get them all the time. And you know, some people might say they're coincidences, but for me, they happen so frequently that I believe they are God's communication. And also, like I said, it's not only just the frequency of it or the synchronicity of it, but it's also the resonance of God's voice. After a while, you get to sense the sound of his voice, so to speak. And also just the fact that it aligns with what you're currently holding before him as a concern. So the one that happened to me yesterday was just really, I don't think I'll get into it in detail with you, because it's really kind of a personal thing, and you know, you might not understand it, but I'll just say that God has, for a long time now, reinforced to me in several confirmations that my understanding of our relationship is not unlike that of two committed individuals, especially a man and a woman, because there's that potential of a new life to come out of that intimate union of man's seed and the woman's womb. And my understanding of God is that his path patterns are so profound and intentional that what we experience in the spirit often, in the natural, often mirrors what God is doing in the spirit. And so this union of God being one with us by putting his seed, his word in us, his bride, so that that seed could come forth in the fruit of his character, is like us giving birth to his children, or our children. And those children, their names are love, patience, joy, peace, righteousness, faith, courage. That's the fruit of the Spirit. And the way I look at it is, it's us as a corporate bride of Christ birthing God's character and or our children into existence, so that people have evidence that this experience is for real. And so because of that intimacy, I often, it's like you'll hear me often refer to God as sweetheart, or the Lord as sweetheart, or honey, or babe, because those are intimations that are appropriate to the intimacy of our relationship. And some people look at that as like, well, that's not very respectful. Well, you're not understanding the level of this intimacy. God is still God. The Lord is still Lord. He calls the shots. I don't. So there's no disrespect for his place when I refer to him as sweetheart or babe or whatever. So this is my long way of saying I was witnessing somebody I like online the other day, and sometimes he kind of gets off into angels, and I don't really get into all that because I've never had that as an experience, and it's just never been something that I feel like the Spirit is leading me to. But other than that, everything he was saying was like so lined up with what I've been experiencing for decades. And so that's an example of a confirmation, right? It's a unique perspective. It's not traditional. You won't hear a lot of people, Christians, saying it, but yet it's relevant to me. It gives me life. It has been the source of my life, like I say, for decades. So that was the confirmation. But there's the cherry on top of that confirmation was he used a term of endearment that I use myself with God. And the fact that he was using it and sort of saving it for the end of his message, I just thought it felt to me like it was not only God's confirmation, but his sense of humor that, yes, this loving term you have for me, I don't want you to be doubtful about it, so much so that I want you to see the people that you respect are using the same term. And so that, to me, that was the confirmation, and that was the encouragement that I wanted to tell you today, which was only delayed because I got in a bad mood after this guy cut me off. I mean, he's basically risking injury to me. It was so like, you don't just cut out in front of somebody going 45 miles an hour. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, I was going to say that all of this to you about a half hour ago, but I had to calm down. All right, babies. I hope that's useful to you. Have a good day.